Good morning, guys. All of you, good morning. So, shall we start our session? Yeah, guys. So, guys, in the last session, we started basic things about the Django REST framework, guys. Okay. So, why require this Django REST framework? That is, we discussed it clearly in the last session. So, some more points we'll discuss today, guys. So if you want to learn this Django REST framework, prerequisites are Python and Django framework. Python plus Django framework, guys. Python plus Django framework. Okay. So the people who are learning this Django framework, those all people must be required to learn this Django REST framework also. Okay. So that point remember. In the last session we discussed these all points. So Django REST framework. So if you want to developing the applications using the Python technologies, so if you want to becoming like a full-fledged Python application developer, then you need to learn these three things, guys. Python language and the Django framework and Django REST framework. After learning these three things only, you are going to be becoming like a full-fledged Python application developer. Python application developer. Okay na? So if you want to designing front end also, then so along with these things, guys, along with these things, so UI technologies you are going to be learning. UI technologies, UI technologies we are going to be learning. Okay na? So UI technologies means HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, like this you are going to do. And also along with these things, guys, one database knowledge is also required, guys. One database knowledge is also required. Any one database. Okay. So database also required, guys. So here when we are going to discussing about the Django framework only, using the database, how we are communicating, everything you are getting regularly. And also in our Django REST framework also regularly I'm going to discuss with database, guys. We are going to be communicating with database. Don't worry. So some days MySQL we are going to use, and some days MongoDB also we are going to use. Okay. Why means nowadays MongoDB is also getting more popularity. So in the lot of interviews, people are going to be asking about the MongoDB. Even though you are not adding inside your resume, in your resume you are not adding as your database skill MongoDB, but still people are asking about the MongoDB questions. Do you know about the MongoDB question? If you are saying yes, then some questions asking. If you are saying no, then they are not satisfied. Okay, na? That's why we are going to be planning here. We are going to be discussing here MongoDB also, guys. Got it? So next, using the Python and Django, only 70% of the code only we are able to developing. These are things we discussed, guys, in the last session. So only using the Python and Django, this piece is 70% code only you are able to developing. This rest of the piece, if you want to developing, then Django REST framework is must be required, guys. Django REST framework must be required. Okay. After adding this REST API, then only 100% product completing. Then this product giving to the public in the real time. Got it? So next, Django REST framework is an extension of Django framework. Is an extension of Django framework. Means the concepts which are available in the Django, guys. These all concepts are available in the Django REST framework also. Plus some extra concepts there. Because of those extra concepts, our Django REST framework is getting the more demanding nowadays. Okay, na? So remember, guys, that one. And also in the last session, some diagrams also we discussed, guys. Some diagrams also we discussed. So I explained one diagram also in the last session. So this one. See here. So our Django having REST API. Yeah. So, guys, am I audible? Suddenly my net is disconnected. Sorry for that. So, I hope you are getting wise. So, main target of the REST APIs is to query the database, guys, via the API. Using the APIs, other application people are going to query to the database. Okay, they are going to send one query to the database, and they are going to get the response back. They are going to get the response back in the form of REST API, guys. I mean, in the form of JSON. So, REST API main target is sending the request to JSON, getting the response to JSON. That point remember, guys. Okay, na? So here one more thing you can see. What exactly is a REST API can do? What exactly REST API can do, guys? So can see, guys, this is totally clearly explaining here. Okay. So in this page, guys, so here we have the REST APIs. We have the REST APIs. REST API main rule is what? REST API receives the HTTP request from the clients, and it does whatever the request needs. For example, create the users. So REST API receiving the request from the clients, guys. So these all people are nothing but clients, guys. These all people are nothing but clients. Different applications, for example, client nothing but other applications assumption. Okay. So this client one sending the request to get the all users, guys, get operation. Okay. This another client is sending the request to create a new user, post request. This is get request. Here update request. Okay. Updating the existing user information like that. So getting all users, creating new user, updating existing user, like different requests they are going to be sending. Okay. So clients send the HTTP request and they are waiting for the response, guys. Okay. So client's behavior is what? They are going to send the request, guys, and they are waiting for the response. Finally, they are getting the response. Maybe success or maybe fail, but response getting success response or failed response. Okay. That's why clients sending the request and waiting for the response. That is the client role. Okay. So when client is sending the request, our API receiving that request, guys. Our API receiving that request. Okay, and processing that request if that request related data is there. Okay, na? So my API getting all users related API is coming, guys. Assumption. Okay. Now API interacted with our application related database. Every application having the databases, guys. And here all users required. So trying to get the all users. If successfully getting all users, okay, response coming back. Okay, na? So now this REST API giving that response back to the client. REST API giving response back to the client, guys. Okay, na? So that is the process. So between the database and the clients, REST API is acting like a mediator, is acting like a bridge between the clients and the database, guys. Okay, na? So our REST API queries the database here, guys. Our REST API queries the database, means trying to get the data. Okay, for what it needs. So I sent here getting all users. So I want to get all users from so and so table like that. Query given to the database. That's why data getting. Or else I want to create so and so data like that. Query giving, the new data is going to be created. Okay. So like that, REST API queries the database for what it needs. Every API having some meaning. So according to that meaning, I mean related to that meaning, here operation performing. Okay, guys. So here client sending the request and waiting for the response, I told. So after getting the response, giving that response to the clients. That response always in the form of JSON. See, response related here is there. When the REST API has what it needs. So some API you are sending, guys, my REST API, I mean client sending all users related request. So my REST API having one URL to get the all users. To get all users, one API URL is there. Okay. So when REST API has what it needs, all users wanting the client. So that related one API is there. If REST API has request related API, then performing that API, executing that API, processing that API, generating the response and returns that response in the form of JSON or in the form of XML. in the form of JSON or in the form of XML. Why JSON or XML only? Means JSON and XML are called universal languages. JSON and XML are called universal languages. Why called universal languages? Means if the data is available in JSON format or in XML format, the data can understanding by all other languages. That's why we are calling universal languages. Okay, guys. For example, you knows Hindi. I knows Telugu only. I don't know Hindi. You don't know Telugu. But you and me both must be required to communicate. How communicating? Via the mediator, via the translator, something. Okay. One mediator person is there. He knows both Hindi and Telugu. When I'm talking with Telugu, then the person converting into Hindi. When you are talking in Hindi, converting into Telugu. Like that, we are communicating. Otherwise, one common language, English is there. You also knows English. I also know English. Okay, both people knowing English. So then each other talking in the English. Then communicating. Okay, same like Java related coding is different. .NET related coding is different. Django related coding is different. How they both how those all applications are communicating means via the JSON format or XML format. Why means these two languages are universal languages. Clear, guys? This one REST API related main points. Okay, so remember here. When people are asking about the REST API, you can explain this one, then easily satisfied. Okay, and also here clients sending the HTTP request. I'm telling guys, client is sending the HTTP request sending. HTTP request means some methods there, guys. We are using the HTTP protocol. HTTP protocol having the methods get to, put to, patch, post to, delete to, like that. Okay, so whenever I'm sending the GET request, guys, reading the data from the database performing. Okay, and post request creating the new record. Put request updating the existing record. Catch request also updating the existing records only partially. Later we will discuss more clearly these all things. Delete request is going to be delete from the existing database record. Okay, now? So like that, a number of behaviors there, guys. Later we will discuss these all things. Clear, everyone? So this is a simple structure. So client sending the request in the form of JSON, in the form of JSON only. So here requested methods there, guys. Get method, post method, put method, delete method, like that. When the client is sending the so and so request, for example, get request sending. Okay. Now this get request via the HTTP protocol. These all methods belong to the HTTP protocol only, guys. Okay. Via the protocol only, via the HTTP protocol only, we are going to be communicated to server. Our Django application is nothing but a server, guys. Okay, so communicating to server, getting the data back again, that data again giving to the back. Okay, so bidirectional arrows there, guys. Means sending and getting. Okay, so when the client sending the request, HTTP methods receiving that request and performing that action on the server. Finally server send a response. Server sending a response to the client. Okay, na? So the point, guys, REST API can be used by any site or application. REST API can be used by any site or application, which is no matter what language it is written. So REST API, are you created by using the Django or by using the Java or by using the .NET? This matter is not required. Okay, API is existing or not, that is only important. If that API is available, then executing that API and getting the response in the form of JSON. Getting the response in the form of JSON. Okay, so that is the API behavior, guys. So clear, everyone? Basic scenario about the APIs. Okay, so using the REST APIs, what are the benefits, advantages? I'm going to tell you guys today. Advantages of DRF or else Django REST framework. Okay, so first point is, guys, REST API is providing the browsable API concept, guys. Browsable API concept is providing. REST API is providing browsable API concept. Okay. So browsable API concept means from the browser itself can do CRUD operation. We are going to do, guys. We are able to do CRUD operations from the browser only. In Django, guys, a normal browser it is supporting. Normal browser providing. Means from the normal browser only get operation we can do, but not creating, but not updating, but not deleting. Okay now, if we want to performing create, update, delete from the browser, we need to design UI technologies. We need to develop in the presentation code, guys, by using the UI technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, like that. Okay now, so can see because of the browsable API concept, because of the browsable API concept, no UI required, no UI, no UI required, no UI required. So UI means, for example, here HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, like these things not required, guys. Okay, so can see here because of no UI, guys, because of no UI, no UI. So less lines of code, less lines of code. We are going to write less lines of code. We are writing. So if you are writing the less lines code, guys, less lines code, then lot of benefits there. So can see here. So this is my browser, guys. This is my browser. Here I have the database. I have the database. In database, I want to execute some records. I want to execute some record. I mean, I have some records. I have some records. So from this browser, one URL I'm sending, guys. One URL I'm sending. Okay. Then my URL is going to be communicated to database. Communicated to database and getting these all records, guys. Okay, getting these all records and displaying here, getting these all records and displaying here. By default get operation can perform in the Django, guys. In the Django, by default get operation executed. Because of get operation coming to here, all records getting. Okay, if you want to create, guys, or if you want to update or delete something, so from the browser default not possible. Default means only with the URL, with the URL not possible to create the data. Okay, if you want to create the data, you need to design front end, guys, e number, e name, salary. Okay, and then one create button, create button. Okay, so now you can see here this is my form in the Django, guys. People are going to be designing like that. Okay, so this is my form, guys. This is my form. Employee number, employee name, salary, create button. This is my form. So you are going to enter some number, name, salary, and you are going to click this create button. Okay, click the create button. Then taking these all employee number, salary, name, all things, going to the database and trying to store the new record, guys. Trying to store the new record via the views. After submitting inside view, we are accessing this data and we are storing into DB. Okay, guys. So can see here, if you want to create, if you want to create HTML, you are designing. If you want to update also HTML, you are designing. If you want to delete also so and so ID, you are going to be deleting. HTML is required. Except to get request, remaining all operations must be required UI technologies, HTML. So if you want to designing this HTML, guys, HTML tag, edit tag, body tag, title tag, and the form tag, inside the form tag, input tag for employee number, again input tag for employee name, again input tag for salary. Like this n number of tags code you are going to write. Okay, so for create purpose, 20 lines code you are writing as a create form purpose, 20 lines code we created assumption. For update also again 20 lines, for delete also again 20 lines. Like that more coding lines we need to write in the Django, guys. But if we are using the REST API, if we are using the REST API is providing the browsable API concept. Browsable API concept means, guys, no need of developing this one ourselves as a developer. Okay, so no need of developing, guys, this one. Just ready-made templates you are going to get. So this is the browser, guys. Here, here URL we are going to be sending. Okay, so URL you are going to be sending. That URL is going to be communicated to database. Okay, na? In the REST API I'm talking now. Previously Django. Okay, so now by default get operation is going to be performing, guys, communicating to here, and you are going to get the data. You are going to get the data. Okay, and also, guys, if you want to create so here for example e number, e name, just assumption two fields there. Okay, so e number, e name, and one post button is there. One post button is there. Okay, so now by default get operation is done, guys. By default get operation done, this data is getting and storing here. If you want to create here, you can add the data and you can click this post button, then this data is going to be created inside the database. Okay, means from the browser only, guys, from the browser only we are going to be performing create operation, get operation, delete operation, update operation, anything. Okay, so this is the HTML, guys. This HTML code we are not developing. We are not developing, guys, as a developer. Our REST API, Django REST framework, itself automatically developing based on the model fields. Inside model, employee number, employee name, salary, first name, last name, like that. Whatever the fields you are creating, guys, based on your fields, automatically HTML code generated. Means ready-made templates are generated without developing. Ready-made templates developed, guys. Just we are going to give the data and we are going to be stored into database. Okay, na? That's why I'm saying what? No UI required. No UI required because of the browsable API concept. So in this screen only, guys, get button, delete button, update button, all buttons we are getting. Whatever the button you are clicking, that operation is going to be performing. Okay, okay, now you are not writing this entire HTML code. So to create purpose 20 lines code required, guys. So you are not writing HTML means no need of writing these 20 lines. For update also 20 lines, for delete also 20 lines. These all are not required. Okay, then obviously less lines of code is required. Okay, all HTML code you are not writing means obviously coding lines reducing, guys. Less lines of code is required. Okay, and also, guys, after submitting this form data inside view, we are going to be accessing this form data and we are going to be save into DB or something. So inside view also more lines of code we need to write for updating, for creating, like that. But if you are using the Django REST framework, inside view also all lines automatically created, automatically done already. Just they are going to give one ready-made name. REST API is giving some ready-made names. We are going to use those names. If you are using that name, inside view accessing and storing, these all logics done automatically. Okay, so that's why REST API is getting more popularity nowadays, guys. Clear these 3 points. Because of the browsable API, no UI technology is required. UI code you are not writing means obviously less lines of code is required. Okay, so if less lines of code we are writing, guys, so development time is reducing, guys. 100 lines I'm writing generally in Django. Same instead of 100 lines in the Django REST framework, just 10 to 20 lines code enough. Maximum 20 lines code. You are not writing 100 lines. You are going to write 20 lines. Obviously, time is saving or not? Development time. Okay. So development time is saving means duration of the project saving simply. Okay. So duration of the project, guys. Duration of the project saving. Okay, simply time saving, we can say time saving. Okay, na? Simply time saving, guys. Next another one. So because of the less lines of code, guys, so line by line coding executing, line by line coding executing, guys, when we are running application. So because of the less lines of code, within the less time program executing, within the less time program executing, within the less time executing means obviously performance is going to be increasing or not? obviously performance is going to be increasing. Okay, na? So performance of the application increasing. Okay, guys, performance of the application increasing. Okay, next guys, within the less time you are developing the application, within the less time, nothing but cost of the project also saving, guys. One project 6 months you are developing, same project within the 3 months you are developing means remaining 3 months time saving and cost saving, maintenance cost saving, salary saving, like that, guys. Okay, so simply cost saving, cost of the project saving, guys. So simply I'm going to write the cost saving. Okay, so next, guys, because of the less lines of code, instead of 100 lines, 20 lines code you are writing, guys. So those 20 lines reading is very easy. Okay, so reading 100 lines compared to reading 20 lines is more easy. That's why we are calling here, we can say here, readability increasing. Okay, and more lines you are not writing means obviously complexity, guys. Complexity is decreasing. Sorry, complex readability increasing and complexity increasing, guys. Complexity also increasing. Sorry. This is here readability increasing means easy we can read. Obviously complexity is decreasing. No problem is there to reading, guys. Complexity is decreasing. We can say that one. Okay, so these all are the benefits, guys. One point you are going to take because of the browsable API concept, we are going to write the less lines of code. Why less lines of code we are writing means no HTML code is required here. Okay, and because of the writing less lines of code, cost of the project, duration of the project saving, and cost of the project saving, and performance of the application increasing, readability of the application increasing, complexity of the application decreasing. These all points you are making because of less lines of code. Okay, na? So next, guys, one of the best feature is serializers concept, guys. So Django REST framework is providing inbuilt serializer support, guys. Inbuilt serializer support is there. Very important concept. In the Django REST framework, regularly we are going to use the serializer concept. Okay, so inbuilt serializers concept supporting, guys. So one ready-made module, Django REST framework providing so many ready-made modules. I told for serializer concept also one ready-made module is there, serializers module something. Okay, so using that module, what we can do, what we cannot do, like that later we will discuss. So first of all, serialization means what, guys? The process of converting one type data into another type. One type data into another type is called serialization. For example, I have the database data, guys. This database data I want to convert into query sheet. Okay, so how converting later programmatically we will discuss. Query sheet is nothing but database format data. Actually here my database is there. Here what data is there, that is I'm going to get and store into one variable inside our programming. That is we are calling query sheet data. Okay, so in Django, guys, ORM queries you are writing to accessing the data. Nothing but model name dot object dot all method, model name dot object dot get method we used in the Django. Okay, so from the database we are accessing and storing into one variable, that is called query sheet. Okay, now this query sheet data again we are going to be converted into dictionary. We are the Django developers, guys. We are the Python developers. So in the Python we have the data type dictionary to maintaining the key value. Okay, so in this database, guys, table containing employee number, employee name, like these columns, guys. So here 10, here Ram, like that data is there in the database. Okay, so key value format there, guys. Key and value like that. Okay, so after accessing this database data and storing into query sheet, here also key value format there, like a dictionary format. Okay, now this data we are converting into dictionary. So in the dictionary also key value format is there, guys. Okay, now this dictionary data we are going to be converted into JSON. JSON also having key value format. Now this data we are going to send to the browser or another application. Okay, another application. So from the database you are getting data and storing here, that is query set. Later that is converted into dictionary, again that is converted into JSON. Now this is sending to the browser. Means, so this database data finally you are converting into JSON format, that is we are sending. Okay na? So one type to another type conversion is called serialization. One type to another type conversion is called serialization. Okay, so to do this serialization process, our Django REST framework is providing one module, serializers concept module providing. So using this one, guys, these all conversions very easily we can do. Okay, one point remember all people, in Django also we have the serialization process. In Django also, guys, we have the serialization concept. So one type to another type we can do it converting. But in Django, if you are doing these all conversions, more than 100 lines code required. More than 100 lines code required. But same conversion using the REST API, if you are doing, guys, then less than 10 lines code enough. Less than 10 lines, not 50 lines also. Less than 10 lines code required. Okay, that's why all people are going to use this REST API related serializers only to convert one type data into another type, but not Django related serializers. Okay na? So don't worry, guys, in our programming session when we are developing the programs, about the Django also I will teach, about the REST API also I will teach to make these conversions. Okay na? So remember, so to do these all conversions, the Django REST framework is providing ready-made classes. Because of those classes, these conversions are done very easily, and regularly we are writing same conversions. That is also one of the benefit. Okay, so next, guys, next inbuilt security classes, inbuilt security classes providing, guys, or else inbuilt security modules providing. Okay, so inbuilt security modules providing, guys. What is the security modules? What is the use of security modules means? We are developing the APIs. APIs nothing but URLs, guys, I told. Okay, so using our URL, I mean somebody, you developed one URL, guys. Your URL I am using and I am sending to you URL request. Then you are going to get the you are going to give the data to me. Okay, next I am sending one more URL to delete your data. Then entire data deleting in your database. So you saved a lot of records in your database. I deleted. Means finally who is losing? You are going to lose your data. Okay, you are losing your data, guys. Your database is affected. So that's why this is unwanted action, guys. Some other person unexpectedly or wantedly they are deleting our data. That's why without deleting our data, we need to provide security to our APIs. If anybody wants to use our APIs, then they need to do first a registration, login, all the things. So if they are doing registration, we know which user, from where, what is the mobile number, like that. Okay, later people are going to deleting. When they are deleting, if any illegal activities are going, then we can customizing immediately, we can controlling them. Okay, and also, guys, who can I mean every person what can do, what cannot do using my APIs, these all things also we can provide to our APIs. Okay, so security we are going to be providing to our APIs. Why required security means to providing the, I mean because of this security we can controlling the third party persons, what can do, what cannot do using the APIs. Okay, so to providing this security purpose, Django REST framework is providing ready-made modules like authentication and authorization concepts. So using those concepts, very easily we are going to be providing security. Just a 2 lines code we are writing, guys. 2 lines code we are writing for the security purpose. If you are not using the Django REST framework related classes means more lines required to providing the security. Okay now? So for example here, security classes, we have the basic authentication, we have the session authentication, we have the token authentication. Okay, So like n number of classes there, guys. For every class related separate project we are going to be discussing coming days. Every concept related separate project we are going to be discussing. Okay. So remember, inbuilt serializers, inbuilt security modules providing, inbuilt security modules providing to make the security to our APIs. That is one of the best advantage of Django REST framework. Why Django REST framework is getting more demanding nowadays means because of this serializers concept, one benefit, and because of these security classes another benefit, main benefits, guys. Okay, and also above more points we discussed, less lines we are writing, less time taking, performance increasing, like that. Okay, na? So next, guys, when we are installing the Django REST framework, guys, Django REST framework related more packages we are getting, guys, to developing our coding, more packages Django REST framework providing. Packages means like a modules. So for every concept, one module is there. For example, pagination I want to provide pagination. So pagination means in Django you people are getting, guys. Okay. So here browser is there, URL you are sending, URL you are going to send. So I have more records, guys. I have the more records in my database. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. Hundreds of records there, guys. Hundreds of records there. Okay. If more records there, to displaying all records here, we are going to get the vertical scroll bar, guys. Okay. You need to travel vertical scroll bar top to bottom, bottom to top, like that. So I don't want to get all records at a time. In my database, 100 records there, assumption. In my DB, 100 records there, guys. Okay. So 100 records, I'm sending request. I'm getting the all 100 records, guys. I'm getting the all 100 records. Okay. But I'm not displaying all 100 records. I'm going to display in only 20 records, guys. 1, 2, 1, 2, 20 records. Okay. So in the first page, 20 records only I'm displaying. Next, in the pharma pages wise you are going to get, guys, like this pages you are getting by default first page executing. That's why first 20 records are displaying here, guys. Whenever I'm clicking on here, guys, then 21 to 40 second 20 records displaying. Whenever I'm clicking on this fifth page, then 81 to 100. Okay, some range of records only displaying. What range you want to see, that page number you can click. Okay. So pagination we are calling. Later we will do one project about this one, no problem, don't worry. So for pagination, one module providing. For security, one module providing. For converting these all type of data, one type to another type, another module providing. Like that, n number of modules providing, guys. Because of these all modules, Django REST framework is getting more demanding. Clear this one? So next, another benefit is so third party forum support also there, guys. Third parties, or else simply third party forum supports. Forum supports there. So forum supports available. So guys, what is the third party forum means? For example, Stack Overflow site, you can take it, the Stack Overflow site. So there are hundreds of problems people are posting, and hundreds of solutions also people are posting. Okay. When you are developing your programming, guys, your project, when you are developing your project, in your project suddenly you are getting one error, but you are unable to solve that error. So simply people are copy that error and paste into Google. Okay. So in the Google about that error, a lot of solutions people are providing. So already same kind of problem previously maybe some other people got it. That's why those people are asked in the Stack Overflow site, and there a lot of people are giving solution. Okay, you done this mistake, you can do this one, you can do this one, you can use this version. Like that, people are giving information. So if you are following that information, then successfully you can complete your work. Okay. So like that, real-time employees, all people, they are getting the solutions from the Stack Overflow site, guys. Not only Stack Overflow site, so many sites there. So one of the best site is the Stack Overflow site. There are a lot of problems available with the solutions. So something is required to us, that is we are getting and we are adding. Okay, na? So this is also one support, one benefit, guys. Like this, n number of advantages there by Django REST framework. That's why this Django REST framework is getting more demanding nowadays. Okay, na? So REST API is giving one promise to you, guys. The people who are going to learn REST API course, to those all people REST API giving one promise. So if you are learning my REST API course, then you can sleep. You can sleep. I will take care everything instead of you, like that. It is providing means. So you are not responsible to write all lines of code. Just you can import some ready-made names. I'm providing ready-made names. REST API providing ready-made names. Just you are going to use that name, then internal logics everything done by REST API. Okay na? So that's why REST API promise is quotation guys. As a REST API developer, we no need of writing the all coding manually. Just we are going to reuse the existing code. Okay na? So if you are using the REST API in your programming, simply developers are going to be becoming like a lazy fellows. Developers are going to be becoming like a lazy fellows guys. Why means all logics done internally, we are not writing manually. Okay, that's why more coding we are not getting, but very important in the real time. So one point remember guys, blindly one point remember. So one CRUD operation guys, you want to do one CRUD operation. So for create some lines code you are writing, for update some lines, for delete some lines, for getting some lines. Okay, so like that assumption, this is the create related, and this is the get related, and this is the delete related, and this is the what is update related. Okay, so like operations there guys, every sections related for creating 20 lines, for deleting 20 lines, for updating 20 lines, like that we are writing all coding. Okay, so these all code in Django we are writing as manually, but in the Django REST framework, this is what the Django guys. Django. In the Django REST framework, no need of writing these all lines. For create one class is there guys, create class, okay, get class, update class, delete class is there. Just in one line you are going to be importing all the classes, and those classes, I mean after importing just two lines code you are writing. Okay, so these classes can do all these kind of logics internally by taking this input, then going to be performing create, update, delete, all the things in the Django REST framework. Okay, so in the Django what we created logics guys, those all logics internally done, and based on that logics one ready-made name given here, that name we are going to use for our development. Okay, that's why this Django REST framework is getting more demanding nowadays compared to others. And also guys, one point remember. Okay, so if you want to provide one application to another application, here my application one is there, my application two is there guys. Okay, so or else you can see here application one, application two is there guys. So if you want to make the application one to application two communication, communication, okay, so one mediator is required. That mediator is nothing but API, I told already. So guys, here using the Django you want to do, okay, if you want to do this one, then more lines of code we need to write guys. Okay, so total CUD operations I want to performing from application one to application two, then so using the Django guys, 100 lines required, using the Django. Okay, so same communication using the Django REST framework if you are doing, then 10 lines code is required, less than 10 lines code required using the REST API. Okay, so one point remember, you know Django logics very well, you are able to write Django coding very easily. So that's why you are starting here 100 lines of code using the Django. 100 lines code you are writing. Okay, so suddenly your management, or else after developing you are showing your coding to your management, your leader or your manager something. So your manager not accepting this code guys. Are a stupid person, why you are writing these all 100 lines, like that the person scolding like anything. Why means, if you are writing these all 100 lines like a Django format, then what is the problem? So more lines code you are writing, because of more lines readability is getting problem, complexity is increasing, readability decreasing, and more lines you are writing means more time taking while you are developing, time taking. Okay, and also more lines, line by line, top to bottom executing guys, then obviously performance is decreasing because of the more time. Okay, and more lines of code you are writing means more memory is required again to save all this data. More memory required means obviously cost of the project increasing. Okay, so like a number of problems there guys, using the Django. That's why people are not accepted this Django coding. So you need to add Django REST framework related coding to make this application to application communication. Like that they are going to give instruction. Okay, na? So if you are writing these 10 lines of code, then a lot of benefits there: saving time, saving cost, performance increasing, readability increasing, complexity decreasing, like that. And moreover, reducing the burden on developers, reducing the burden on developers. So that's why people are accepting only REST APIs to make communication between app to app. Clear everyone? This one. Okay, so now here guys, can you see one point? Remember, we have the Django guys here, main structure this one, and we have the Java here, and we have the .NET guys here, .NET. So Django coding different, am I right? Django data types different, coding different, memory creating different, okay, objects creation different, like language to language, keywords, so data types, so loops, syntax, conditions writing, all are different guys. When we are sending data in the form of Django, okay, one Django object I'm sending guys, how this Django object understanding by Java, real time communicating guys. So how it is understanding means, as a API developer, that is our primary role. Why company people are paying lakhs of money to API developers means, so they are going to take these all conversions responsibility. Okay, so this Django code they are not sending directly to Java guys. So this Django code they are going to be converting. They are going to be converting into Java, one common language format. That common language is JSON guys. Okay, na? JSON or XML friends. Okay, so our Django code we are converting into JSON. Now this JSON code people are converting into the Java format. Okay, so JSON code by using the Java coding they are going to be converting into Java. Okay, next this Java is giving a response guys back. This Java is going to give the response back. Okay, now this response going to going to give the Django. Response going to give to the Django. Okay, na? Same like here also guys. So .NET taking the request and .NET going to give the response. Okay, na? Yeah, so this is the mediator guys. JSON or XML we are calling universal languages. So why we are calling universal means, if the data is available in JSON format or in XML format, the data can understanding by Django or Java or .NET, like all languages. Okay, na? So here we are the Django REST API developers guys. Our goal is this one guys. Our goal is this one. Our Django code, how we are converting into JSON format, and how we are getting the JSON response back. So this is called request guys, assumption. Request I'm sending the JSON format, and response I'm going to get the JSON format. Other than, I mean, response if not JSON format means our Django is not understanding. Our Django is not understanding this response. And also request, if you are not sending in the form of JSON means Java is not possible to take this request. Java is not possible to take that request. If JSON format is there only, can take Java. Okay, guys, like this communication is going. So our Django code we are converting into JSON. Okay, by following these rules and regulations, here APIs we are developing for getting one API guys. Okay, APIs we are developing for getting one API, updating one API, deleting one API. like this. Okay, so these all APIs must be converted into JSON format only, our Django code, and also when people are sending one request from Java or somewhere, okay, that request coming to the JSON format. Now JSON response getting back to the Django. Okay, so as a API developer, our primary goal is this piece, guys. Our native language means our Django, our own Django language related coding, our own Django coding, we need to convert it into JSON, and JSON could convert it into our native language format. Okay, in our Django side we have dictionary into JSON into dictionary, like that we can do it. Okay, so you can see here, for example, dictionary is there, guys. So dictionary having key value, JSON having key value, and here I have the database, I have the DB, guys. So in database also key value format data is there, column and column value. So our Django is communicating to database, guys, to performing required operations. Okay, na? So now my Django getting data, and the data sending in the form of JSON. Okay, now JSON data can take by Java, like that people are going to be communicating also. Okay, na? So if Java person or .NET person, any person, if they want to use this database data, they want to use this database data, then they are going to send their request in the form of JSON. Now JSON format response nothing but other people sending the request, they are calling the response. Okay, or else we also can take the request. If other people sending the request, we are taking that request and processing that request, getting the response, and we are sending the response right now. Okay, so in this right now what I'm doing means, for example, we are not belongs to Django developer, we are belongs to Java developer. Assumption you are belongs to Java developer, DB record 1, record 2, like that there. Okay, so now my Django sending request in the form of JSON. This JSON request is taking by Java. Now this Java is communicating to database. Okay, so getting the data, I sent request to get the data, guys, all data. So that's why you are getting the data. Now Java giving that data in the form of JSON, Now JSON data can take by Django. Okay, means Java application related database data we accessed using our Django. Okay, now everyone. Okay, so here in the Django side, REST API developers we are available to make this native language own Django code converted into JSON code converted into Django. And Java side web service developers there, so their Java code into JSON code into Java, they are going to write converting. .NET side web API developers there, .NET code into JSON code into .NET, they are going to do converting. Okay, so language to language, the terms changing, but API developers must be required. To make app-to-app communication. Okay, guys. So that app-to-app communication purpose, all the languages like Java, .NET, Python, all other languages must be required one common language format, that is JSON or XML. But olden days XML people are using, but nowadays only using JSON. Why JSON using? Why not XML? Why JSON using nowadays? Why not using XML? XML having some drawbacks, guys. JSON having a lot of benefits. So what drawbacks there in the XML? What benefits there in the JSON? And the JSON rules and regulations. JSON syntax, guys. Key value format. Some rules and regulations there. So those rules and regulations, and why not using XML? Why using JSON? Okay. So this structure in the next session we are going to be discussing clearly. Don't miss it. Okay, once completing that one, so general terms, guys, API, web API, REST API, general definitions we are going to be discussing. So once these all the definitions also completed, then programs we are going to be starting. Okay, now guys, so these all demonstration only, guys. So why you need to require to learn this Django REST framework, I'm telling. So when we are going to starting our programs, these all conversions manually we are going to do. Okay, So for example, my Django also having database assumption. My Django also having database. Okay. So now this database data, guys, this database data in the Django we are accessing. Okay. First you are sending request, guys. After sending request, you are getting data. Now the data available in the database format right now. The database format data, again you are converting into dictionary. Database format data converting into dictionary. Now this dictionary data, we are only converting into JSON here. That JSON data we are sending to the Java. Okay. So I told already DB to query set to dictionary, dictionary to JSON. Okay. So our Django communicating to database, getting the data, that is called query set. Query set again we are converting into dictionary. Dictionary we are converting into JSON. Now this JSON data we are going to return, guys. We are going to return. This JSON data can take by other people, the people who wants our data. Okay, na? So remember this one. Later at the time of developing programs, these all conversions manually we are going to do programmatically. Okay, guys? Yeah. Thank you guys for this day. And I'm going to stop the recording and you can ask if you have any queries. Okay. So in the tomorrow session, almost all main definitions we are going to be completing, and the next program onwards, programs we will start. First theoretical points important, guys. What is REST API? What is Web API? What is API? Why required to learn APIs, REST APIs? How communicating application to application? Okay, like these all definitions important. So yeah, guys, do you have any queries? Raghu, Lakshmi? In the chat box you can give reply. Do you have any queries, Raghu? Yeah, no, you are saying no. Okay. So Lakshmi is saying no. What about Raghu? Okay, guys, then we'll meet tomorrow. If you are not having any queries, we'll meet tomorrow. Only tomorrow, again, some other definitions, all the things we are going to discussing, and the next day onwards, regularly programs we will discuss, guys. Installation of Django REST framework, after installing what file coming, and what is the use of that file, like that, everything we will discuss. At the time of installing Django, one file came, django-admin.py, and using that file, what we can do. These all things in Django you are learning. Now about the REST API, we are going to be learning. Okay, now? Thank you, guys. See you. Bye.